When we saw so much wonderful news flowing out and around, we did what we expected to do and dump mails. Even positive news has little impact on the price of XRP. In point of fact, it has the opposite effect, right? Supposedly this makes it bearish when, can you believe this? Bearish news on XRP continues to cause the price of XRP to drop. In that case, what kind of news do we require? Oh, I see. Are you folks curious about this, or have you given it any thought? Maybe even the news on a regular basis. Greetings everyone, and I hope you are all having an incredible day. Today the price of XRP is hovering at $2.20, which is slightly below the previous day's price, but we continue to see more important positive news for XRP. Take a look at this from Coinbase Assets. CB Doge and CB XRP are currently available on Coinbase and on the Monbase Guys platform. Coinbase XRP and Doge are both examples of ERC20 tokens that are backed one-to-one. It's fine by Doge and XRP. On the other hand, Coinbase is now holding USDT Tether in custody. Alright, is it true that this has just been made available to the public, or need we wait for essential facts to comprehend notes based on previous information? BC, Coinbase has issued a warning against bogus claims claiming the availability of Doge and CBXRP, both of which are not yet online and are expected to become available in the near future. Users should verify contract addresses in order to avoid being taken advantage of, as the official launch date has not yet been announced. Okay, so just make sure you watch out for it, people, but once more, is it possible that we are going to reach the moon? This is coming to more optimistic indications developing for XRP right now. Let us wait and see, since it looks as though the Riddlers are trying to tell us that, indeed, there is a possibility that something is developing here, alright? In all honesty, I couldn't be more thrilled, and Davy Shores is completely infatuated with the sun. Where are we headed with this? Have a look at it then. It is possible that we have not yet pumped, since XRP has not yet reached its pricing, which is another reason why we have not yet done so. Alternatively, its objectives before the engine really blasts through the ceiling of the establishment, people. Now, gentlemen, I'd want to introduce you to the third exciting phase of the XRP community. When it comes to Alex, this is a really intriguing story. In reference to this week's Men from Mr. Pool, he is pointing. Alright, now this was from a very long time ago, and for that matter, this is a number of years ago. For example, a couple of years ago, Delta Men, are you happy with 6-4, or is that something else? What do we observe in this image? Guys, it doesn't make a difference, since anything you do is the same. Well, Mr. Pool urged us to anticipate the unexpected, and then boom, what even happened to TCRB, right? It was scheduled to be online later this year, and it was fascinating, but we should most definitely anticipate the unexpected. Okay, the individual, this picture does appear to be a little unsettling, don't you think, guys? To be sure, simply taking a glance at it does. Due of the fact that you can see a single individual climbing higher, it's fascinating. Could it be the price, would you agree? In addition, the only reason that this may occur is because of unforeseen news. Get ready, and get ready. The date is also today, 6/4/2022. And so it starts. Using his Twitter account, Mr. Pool tweeted out 3 mountains. The fact that Mr. Pool physically displayed or showed us a video of him changing the BG123 picture piece by piece, or the different layers in Photoshop, which informed us that he is the artist of the bear, is something that has never happened before. In fact, it has only happened a few of times before. Afterwards, on the 6th of the month, he sent out a tweet that said, "So it begins, mountains," which indicates that, well, perhaps it is actually going to start in the months that are forthcoming. Here we are, the beginning of time. What I mean is that you are not joking, are you there? Oh my goodness, Mr. Pool, you seriously went into insanity mode today, right? Oh, is he going to come back to life all over again? In light of the fact that this has been a completely different year since we were 464 here 59, 1 for the sun, or 6, I found today's 5 and 9 to be rather interesting. And so it starts. Alright, 64 2020, 589 once again. What exactly is going on here? That's right, it's rather peculiar. As of right now, the Chinese lunar dates come out to May 8th, which is 13, which means that it is another 589 days for this year. We are now on the 4th day of June. It seems like that is all for today. It's fascinating. In other words, Paul went completely insane on this day a year ago. It seems like every year he went wild, guys, but then all of a sudden he's kind of active, kind of not, but a major decline occurred last year. Exactly right. It looks like every year he went crazy. Keep an eye on it. At this point, this video is evidence of something more unfavorable that is on the horizon. I'm waiting for something to take place. Is considered a national emergency. Please follow the directions that are important. The following is a notice of an emergency action. For the purpose of emergency usage, this emergency will be transmitted by all broadcast and cable service systems. In addition, it continues to be a problem for men. On the other hand, take a look at that 5A9. 5A9 represents the one and only means by which we will be able to reach 5A9 or the resets, right? As far as XRP2 is concerned, the moon is in the process of being destroyed. This was a really pleasant discovery on the same day. By the way, right coming down here, he advised us to have a little bit of a chuckle. It's not a big deal. Wow, once more, there is yet another cautionary indication. And by the way, when you look at what he says over here, you can see that it is falling down. It appears that a recession is still on the horizon, which is an important circumstance to consider. The connection between this and that down move is going to be made immediately away. I believe it will arrive very soon, right? Okay, so when you least expect it, when you least expect males to shock you as well, when you least expect... What I'm saying is that things are going to become really chaotic here, and it feels like it's just around the corner as well. Wow, look at all of these delicious treats that were made on this day, folks, a year ago. This is really insane. You know, I mean, we may as well get ready, don't you think? Since it appears to me that SCHWARTZ is the one in question. At this very moment, SCHWARTZ is making preparations for the people, and this preoccupation with the sun is a little strange, don't you think? SCHWARTZ is doing this as the temperature begins to rise and people begin to spend more time outside. It might have been possible to save Steve Irwin's life if you had always remembered to wear sunscreen. By reading his articles on using sunscreens and other stuff, you guys may have spared Steve's life. It was funny enough to make me chuckle a few times for sure. Okay, let's go on. Is it true that you are lying? Do not. Sunscreen offers protection from the sun's potentially damaging rays. It is important to keep in mind that this is the architect, or more specifically the original architects or one of the XRP ledger entities. Would you mind giving that some thought for a moment? One of the ways to become a genius is to have a sense of humor that is viewed in a particular light. In addition to that, you might be wondering why we are doing this. Since see, we are not making this stuff up, folks. This is starting to sound a little strange. I'm not joking around. So, I don't understand what's going on because Howard Moon tweeted about the sun on 4th and 6th. The sun was not that from BG1 to 3 from the bear, and the sun 6446 mirrored precisely then on the same exact day that 64 tweeted out a photo of sunscreen. This particular day occurred exactly 1 year ago. Right, not sunscreen, but scream, what is that, right? Ah, so what's going on here? The sun now when the sun shines, they're reminding me of this timeline from Baba Cox, right? It is the sun that brings back memories of my soul. This is the month of soul, which begins on the 22nd of July and ends on the 22nd of August. Okay, gentlemen, it happens around this date, or in this region. It happens around this time. In addition, I must say it is extremely fascinating. That is very intriguing. More clarification, would you agree with me? The details are being brought to light. In response to this, I did in fact chuckle out loud. I too laughed, to put it another way. Do damaging rays have the ability to be protected by sunscreen? Yes, Grok responded. Radiations that are hazardous, harmful, and harmful. Where do you get that from? Do you agree? Such as lasers emanating from the eye of somebody. After that we obtained more. Wait just a moment. Guys, have a look at this. Excellent item. However, I have a few problems regarding the choices you made regarding the packaging. Do you agree? Bubble gun like a bazooka. There are bubbles being burst. Either that or perhaps things are going to go into bazooka mode. Is that correct? In fact, the phrase could mean has a great deal of varied connotations, and that's without even taking into account the fact that Mr. Poole has 6 different meanings. What, 6, 4, huh? All of you men, 4, 6, 6, 4, 4, 6, and everything else. Today turned out to be a satisfactory day. It's all 4, and 6 comes out to 6, 4. How come? Due to the fact that 10 is mirrored straight from the clock, the 24th of October has the numbers 6 and 4. In a short amount of time or in a quick manner, he says suddenly, if this isn't a warning to us about what's going to happen, then what is it? It appears to me that this is the case, this is the moon, and this is the case. It is true that it is connected to the moon in some way, 6 months ahead of schedule. Moreover, the rationale for this is that 4, 6 and 6, 4